Hello, welcome to a special two-part series of Emma Learns Wine. We are going on a wine tour of 4 local vineyards, testing out new kit as well. Hope you enjoy. Here is our map of our plan. There were some extra stops, but 2 unfortunately were closed when we arrived at them, so we started further away from home and made our way back. It was a hot sunny day, so I was happy to dress up for the occasion. So the first vineyard that we went on our tour was Yotes Vineyard near Merryworth, Maidstone in Kent. It's a relatively new vineyard. We were told that they used to grow grapes for other vineyards in Kent, and this is the first time that they've begun to create their own wines. It's owned by a lady called Susanna Ritchie. But we met three other ladies while we were there, and they were so friendly and accommodating. So at this vineyard, they produce or they grow 5 types of grapes. So you have the Bacchus, which many vineyards in my local area grow. I suppose it's because it does very well in this sort of climate. But they also produce Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, Pinot Meunier, and Pinot Blanc. So they had their first harvest last year, and hopefully will go on and on and on because we felt so welcomed, and the view from there was so amazing. I probably could have stayed there all day if we didn't have other places to go. But the next place we went to after that is like a local institution of wine. So the second place we went to on the tour that's included in this video is the Balfour Hush Heath estate, which is also in Kent. So this has been running since around about 1980s, late 1980s. It's near Staplehurst. But they've only been planting or producing wine since 2002. I know that as well as creating the wine, they also do beer and cider. So a little bit for everybody. So let's go ahead and start our tour at Yotes Court, and I will see you in a little while. Hello, today we are out and about in Kent for a vineyard tour. This is the first vineyard we are going to be looking at today. It's Yotes Court Vineyard. This is the massive horse behind me. They raise horses as well, the people that own this vineyard. And also, if you follow me, look at that beautiful view. So we've got here just as it opens. So we're here just before midday. So if you look over there, you'll see Jake and Patrick. Give us a wave. Very excited to be here. Right, and they're just bringing us some menus, so we'll go take a look at those. So here you can see the menu from Yotes Court. You can either pay to have a drink by the bottle, so it starts at £21.75 if you want to drink it on site for the On the Bridle, and it goes up to £29 for the rosé called Best Turned Out. Then you can also get a wine tasting for £9.50 per person. While we were looking at the menu and deciding what we would like, we enjoyed these beautiful views from the vineyard. We were the only ones there at the time. It was so peaceful and so beautiful. Once we decided that what we were going to have, one of my friends went inside and ordered for us, and then one of the ladies brought the wine out to our table. As well as just sampling the wine, we were also giving a wine tasting experience leaflet. This is a very well made leaflet. Inside you have information about the wines that they produce here, plus a map of where each grape is grown on site. There on the back there is also a list of walks that you can do as well, which I would like to go back and do, as they also got an area where they grow strawberries. So after meeting the wonderful people that work here, we've decided to do their wine tasting. So you get 4 of the wines that they do for £9.50 per person. This is the second wine I've got here. It's On the Nod. It's a Bacchus. It was made in 2020. And we are looking for honeysuckle, lilac and orchard fruits. As you can see, it's a very clear, light yellow sort of wine. It smells appley and citrusy. Let's give it a taste. That's nice. You can definitely taste the apple, kind of like a cidery sort of taste with the apple. It's definitely something to be enjoyed with this view and with friends. After trying a couple of the wines, we asked one of the lovely ladies that work there if she mind being on camera and explaining a little bit more about the wine to us. So you got some more wine there. Can you tell me a bit more about it, please?
Sure. This is our Hands and Heels Pinot Blanc. It is from grapes that are right at the very top of the vineyard, so unusually high altitude for growing grapes. But it used to be an old apricot orchard. So we figured that if you can ripen an apricot, you can ripen a grape, and it turns out that was true. So the Pinot Blanc is we only made about 1,000 bottles, so we had about, I suppose, a hectolitre of juice, and we put a third of it in a barrel for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And so it got a little bit of oak in it, and then we blended that back in, put it back in the tank, and then bottled it.
Oh,
So this is quite fruity, quite floral because of the Pinot Blanc grape,
Yeah.
but also a little bit of creamy oak to it.
Oh, that sounds nice. I'm quite interested about the oak about.
So just see if you can taste. It's a little bit vanilla-y, I suppose. You'd probably get that.
Oh yeah, I do get the vanilla actually. You're
Yeah,
right.
good.
Yeah, that's nice. I think that's my favourite one so far.
Really?
Yeah,
It's
I really
our
enjoyed
vineyard
that one.
manager. It's his favourite.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
got good taste.
Well, I hope you enjoy it.
Lovely. Thank
All
you very
right,
much.
See you later.
Bye. If you do the wine tasting at Yotes Court, after your wine tasting, they offer you a 10% discount on any purchases at their shop. So we had a wander in, and inside we saw this beautiful view that you can see here, and we took home a couple of bottles as well. On our way to Hush Heath, we stopped at this church. I really love church architecture, and this one we could see from where we were doing the tasting on the hillside. So we stopped here, and I noticed that there was this statue of a bird, and I thought it was like a significant statue. But after speaking to my grandma, I realised that churches just use these statues to scare away other birds and pigeons that come round and obviously damage the front areas of churches. After I had a look and took a few pictures here, we drove on to Hush Heath. When we first arrived at Hush Heath, I was really excited because we nabbed table number 1, but it was so hot that after we ordered, we had to move into the shade. It was so sunny and lovely, but there was no air. There was no breeze to keep the sun off of us. So we moved under the balcony to table number 4 while we awaited our drinks. So at the Balfour Hush Heath Estates, there is, I believe, 3 different wine tastings that you could choose. And as we were out and recording, we chose the more expensive tasting, which was £10 per person. and you get to try 3 of their more expensive wines. So here you can see Les Sixes, Sagny, and the Sceptred Isle. So these range from £35 per bottle all the way up to £55 per bottle. What are we going to start with? This one?
We've got Jake in this one, just like looking sullen.
I can't get it out.
You just slightly pull them towards you.
And that's what I was doing, but...
Three guys.
Yeah.
Right.
Thank you. You've got so professional.
Yeah, please.
That tastes like honey. After a few tastings, my friend Laurie decided to give it a go on camera to do a tasting for all of you.
Very excited to be guest starring in Emma Learns Wine. We're at Heath right now. We've got a Sagny and it's sparkling from the Winemaker's Collection. It's quite earthy, it's kind of fennel and thyme, so it's quite floral with crushed rose. Yeah. Give it a taste now. Yeah, those really earthy tones come through. A bit like an Italian tomato sauce in wine form to some extent, with that kind of, earthy notes. Not my favourite of the tasting so far, I'll be honest, but not bad at all. So I'm going to go back for a second thing, see if it hits the palate differently on the second go. Better on the second attempt for sure.
The reason that we were excited to go to Heath was the fact that they do these amazing platters of food that you can see here. So you can pick and choose from a menu what you have on it. So you can have 6 or 12 items on a platter. Well, we went for 2 6s. As you can see here, it's a mix of meats and veg and stuff. So I don't eat meat, as many of you already know. So we got a selection of stuff and we shared, and it was very yummy, very tasty. When we arrived, we also got a leaflet for their special dinners that they hold there. So it is a dining club that you can see here from my friend's Snapchat. It is quite expensive, so you pay a price and then you also get a drink at the start. But you can also, obviously if you go, you're going to pay for the wine part as well as the food part. So to be honest, it's £120 per head, and that includes all the wine options as well as the food. And I think it was like 5 courses or something. So still, I think that's still quite a good price, to be honest, with the wine as well, if you want to treat someone. So my friend is looking for a date to take here. So if you fancy going on a date with my friend, comment down below and we'll get you hooked up. So that is it for part 1 of our wine tour adventure. If you want to look out for part 2, remember to subscribe and press that bell. And I hope we'll see you with the next one. Cheers!